welcome back to the Island of Sodor and the Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor game. Today, we are continuing our day with Percy. I was going to do James, but I've decided, why not do Percy? We saw Percy with Diesel in the last Thomas video, so we can do a fair bit on this one. We'll start with the down Quarryman, as it's showing on there. The down Quarryman. Oh, Quarryman shuttle. Percy takes quarry workers from Knapford to Ffarqhuar. And then we've got the Dropsy's branch lines coaches off in Ffarqhuar. Good sidings. Brake van from Ffarqhuar. Run round brake van. Go and get the troublesome trucks from Anofa Quarry. So we'll do as many as I feel like doing, and we'll just run on from each one. Hopefully, doing this will unlock Percy's tile at the end of the video, and we can put that at Whispering Woods Fun Fair. At least I hope so, because I'd rather not have to replay the stories to be able to do that. Yes, there's been a few changes to how the stories run with the currently only patch so far released for the game. But I want to try and get the timetable services done to unlock the various tiles. Managed to work with Gordon. Thomas, basically you do 5 story missions anyway, so it didn't make any difference. Just wait for this to load up, and then we will start. There we go. We're in Percy's cab. Knapford to Ffarqhuar, the down Quarryman shuttle. We want to go out like this. Come on, spin. Open the doors. We're not right next to the bookstall. Not picking up any books at the moment. I'll probably do all the collectibles on a different day when I'm not recording. Because at the moment, I just want to get videos done. We've got to wait until 6 AM before we go. There's Gordon's train. Can I turn the light on? There we go. And Percy's headlight. It's a nice station, this. I keep saying that. But Ffarqhuar is a nice station. Get ready to do the doors. And off we go. 6 AM. Non-stop to Ffarqhuar. Should take about 12 minutes. It'll take less than that for me. Once we're out into the sunlight, we'll get the thumbnail image. So about there. Let's get the thumbnail image of Percy leaving Ffarqhuar with the Quarryman shuttle. can look towards me, please, Percy. Thank you. That'll do. And as I like to do, above Percy, bit of clear air, put the title in as we head. We're heading that way. I just want to have a quick look inside these coaches. Okay, so it's the Quarryman shuttle. You're not a Quarryman, are you? Neither are you. How about over here? You look like a Quarryman. You're not. You're definitely not. Neither are you. Any more? Nope. Not many people on this service. In fact, doesn't look like there's any. I love that view. You can stand up and look out the window. And you can even go in the guard's ducket. Not that you can look out through this camera. Unless I do that. Anyway, we'll carry on. We got the screenshot. I think. Going a bit quick. Percy, as I said, first time I drove him, does sound a lot like a Peckett. They were manufacturers based in Bristol. I only know that because when I used to volunteer at Staffold Barn Railway, the two Pecketts there, Harrogate and Lyasick, have virtually the same exhaust beat as Percy has. So it's quite noticeable. So Percy is a modified W something class. Because the W's were the four-wheelers. Or four-coupled engines. The B type were the 060s. Standard gauge I'm on about, not narrow gauge. I don't know the other types of Peckett. But Hornby have done models of the W2, which is the 060 saddle tank, and the W4 class 040 saddle tank. I will probably have to start slowing down before we get to Sportsfield Holt. We go through Dryore because we stay on this side of the line. But Sportsfield Holt we swap over. So we'll have to slow down before there. Otherwise we'll come off. And we'll definitely have to slow down through Ellsbridge. Percy's on his own little express train. Technically shouldn't be whistling because it's not 7 o'clock yet. But I don't mind. It's a game. So it's not too much issue whistling. This is coming up to sports. There's the junction which will be going down there. Can't see it this side. We're going down there after we've got the troublesome trucks, which we take down to the right-hand harbour side. deliberately cut throttle as we went through there. None of the service trains actually stop at Sportsfield Halt, which is a bit weird. Let's go on this side. Have a look at the windmill. The watermill. I always have a look at the watermill. There it is. With its slightly dodgy roof. And slow down. Because just beyond this bridge is Elsbridge. There we go. There's Elsbridge. Which we don't want to be going speeding through. Because we'll just end up in the ballast. There we go. We'll get to Ffarqhuar on time. Sorry about the stuttering. That is Microsoft and their silly updates. Which I really do not like, but they forced the last one. Even though I have automatic updates turned off. It's annoying when they put updates on without asking. $2.1 miles to Ffarqhuar. I've gone in this cab view because once we've gone through Maithwaite, which is the next station, we have, I think it's either Maithwaite or whichever station. Tunnel. I'm going to keep calling it Maithwaite Tunnel because it's easier to say. Should say Hackenbeck Tunnel. The station after the tunnel is Hackenbeck. And we just go straight through Maithwaite, straight through Hackenbeck. There's the windmill. That's the opening to all Model Series Thomas, where I got the collectible book in the Diesel video, which was a week ago. Crazy that. Over a nice little bridge. I think that's canal. Have to have a look on the way back. We've got green signal. The shunt signal was red, which is for the siding. We just continue through. Slowing down because we're going slightly uphill, but we've got 5 minutes to get to Ffarqhuar, which is just over a mile away. Would be better if this was scale length. But as I've said before, the game's designed for children. You don't want true scale for a children's game. Because it causes that's weird. Causes issues with them getting bored. So everything's reduced by half or a third. Or 2/3 in this case. It should take 3 times as long as it actually takes to do this journey. Because it's just been reduced. It's still quite fun to do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been doing it so many. I'd have done just the story videos, and that would have been it. Okay, we can now go back there. I'll actually go on the other side, because Ffarqhuar platform is on the right, over my favourite little girder bridge. There's Hackenbeck. And we are just over half a mile from Ffarqhuar. In reality, just over a mile and a half. If it was a real place. The fact that they've used the Reverend Audrey's map to 3D scan the entire island and then reduced it down by half, or 2/3, does make it a lot more realistic. There's Diesel, who's basically where I stopped in the last video. And we will come to a stop. We're early. Diesel will be sitting there for a little bit. There we go, there's Diesel. Hello, Diesel. I've got to put my coaches over there, grab the brake van and propel up to Knapford Quarry. Your eyes look weird, Diesel. Let's just get another image, just in case that first one didn't work. I want to try and get it so that we've got the station name in. How close to Diesel can we get? Why'd your eyes suddenly go like that? Are you a bit... That's better. There's actually a brake lamp on these coaches. Didn't notice that. As I said, Percy's a Peckett of some sort. Just a modified Peckett. We'll carry on and wait for the time. There we go. Screenshot's done. There's the phone box. Can tell this was set before 1997, I think, when they were phased out. You know what I haven't done recently? Actually get a... I want Diesel in shot as well. There we go. Go back a bit. And then... No. I want Diesel in the screenshot. That works. Can I change the time of day to look like it's evening? That looks quite good as well. And I can do that. There we go. Once the timer's counted down and Diesel's headed off, I mean, at the moment, I can't do anything because I've got to wait for the timer, but Diesel should head off before me. Has he got a signal? Not yet. There's his... He's got the signal. So we'll watch him go. A minute before I'm due to go. And then signal returns with a bit of signal bounce. He's going all the way down to the quarry. Oh, not the quarry, the harbour. After doing a bit of shunting at Ffarqhuar. We will end this bit. Percy's tired, look. I'm so tired. We will end this bit. Close the doors in a couple of seconds. And now we go and turn round. Once we've got a green signal. So, back in the cab. We have a green signal. We can go and turn round. And then shunt the coaches into the siding. They should do passenger trips along the balloon loop. Or around the balloon loop. It's quite a fascinating thing. The only railway I know with a balloon loop is Knapford, Tamworth. That one, you actually get to ride round as a passenger. It's something that is quite fun. I used to volunteer as a guard, and it's quite interesting watching from the back of the train as we go round. And then on the next journey, the front of the train, and going round. Go this side, so I can see the little hill. Knapford doesn't have a hill in the middle. It has a village for creatures called Ffarqhuars. Something created for children. Right. I don't know why we had to take the coaches round with us. Surely it's better to leave the brake van, or the guard's compartment, which is there with the bits sticking out, at the bottom end. I'll go into that view. We've got a green. And the crossing gates are open. I was sort of expecting this bit to finish within station grounds. Not us have to turn round. Right. It'll probably make me... It'll probably end this bit once we've come to a stop. So, we'll come to the end of the platform. And there we go. Objective complete. Okay, we were 2 minutes early. Free roam. We've got a little bit of time before we have to move. Go back like that. See if anyone jumps on. I don't think they will. Because we've got to shunt the coaches into the far siding. Yep. We've got the shunt signal. Yep. As I do with these videos, I try to drive from cab rather than going into external view. Just makes it more realistic. What we have to do is go beyond where those coloured bits are. Come to a stop. Switch to this side. Reverse for the first time in this video. Drop the coaches up in the siding. Can barely see the signal. I had to zoom in to look. Reverse it, or yeah, reverser into reverse. Wait for the signal. While the signalman changes the points. And then gets the signal. Come on, signalman. Denied. Move up to the signal and wait. Let's just creep until the signal changes. You're going to give me a green signal? Yep, there we go. I was a little bit too far from the signal by the look of it. We move this down to the far siding. Which is where Thomas... Now that I can... see better, I can see where the stopping point is. Don't want to be going too fast because we'll hit the buffers and derail. A little bit more. And... just get the coaches to where they're supposed to be. And that's that bit done. Next bit. Do I have to get out? Or can I just get this ready to be able to uncouple? I can't uncouple before it tells me to. Like that. Go back into the cab. Go out to the shunt point. We now couple up to that, I believe, before we go and get the open wagons from the quarry. Watch the little bit of exhaust. We have green signal. Go past the Animal Olympics football match. And then stop. I should be... Yes, I can see the signal this time. Green signal. Just go and couple up to the brake van. And then back past the signal and up to Ffarqhuar to couple up to the train that Diesel made ready in the last Thomas video. Don't know why Diesel couldn't take it down. It's a bit weird, but yeah. I do know we passed Thomas, I think, with this run. Coupled up. Have we got a green signal? Yes. Out to the shunt. And then up to Ffarqhuar. Must admit, this is a nice station to do shunting in. I mean, it's quite open, but it's also a pretty area. I'll have to swap sides so I can see the junction signal for the station. Otherwise, I'll struggle. I don't know why it's making your shunts out so far from the signal. It's not what would normally happen. Now we go back into Ffarqhuar. Go through on our way to Ffarqhuar. The signal that we should be watching is on this side. Can't see if the gate's open for the crossing yet. Looks like it might be. And signal is not yet set. So the gate's not open yet. So I'm just going through. Coming to a stop. Wait for the signal. Level crossing gates opened. And come on, give me the signal. Maybe a little bit closer. Proceeded signals indicate. Which means it's cleared, but it's not showing as cleared. Weird. It should have a white cross if it's not working. Yeah, that signal doesn't change. If anyone from Dovetail watches my videos, that needs sorting. Back this side. Really does need sorting, because you don't know whether the signal's cleared. It clears for the balloon loop, but not for running up to the quarry. Okay, a little bit of speed. Get up to the quarry, couple up, and then it'll be down to Ffarqhuar, and then down to the harbour. I wonder if I can actually go with that undone. The safety bar. Be interesting if I can. Soon find out, because I'm going to undo it at the quarry. Coming up to what I think is meant to be a reservoir. There it is. And yes, you can accidentally go down there and have issues. You can also have issues by going onto the ferry. Don't ask how I know. It was an accident, shall we say. Right. Currently going away from the quarry, but we're going up the reverse curves anyway. So that really doesn't make much difference. Percy's really struggling down this bend. Must be quite a steep gradient. I think I'm going to need to go this side. Because most of the bends now are to our right, going this way. There's the river and bridge. When Toby's done, this is his section of line. He operates the Quarry to Ffarqhuar. In the books, anyway. So it'd be nice seeing Toby and Henrietta. This is quite a steep gradient. Here's the junction. We go slight right and then, well, slight left and then straight on. Coming out, I think we come down there. Come from the junction that's just round there. As we did with Diesel. I can't not do the regulator at the moment, because if I try and cut it down, we'll slow down too much. Wrong one. That one. Going round a left-hand bend. And just have to be ready to close the regulator as soon as we get over the summit. She's just up here. Come on. Bit more power to Percy. Nearly came to a complete stop. This is going to be interesting, trying to couple up to wagons with a brake van in the way. But also stopping short. A little bit of sliding, because I put the brakes on hard. Okay, that's the end of that bit. Next. Now what do I have to do? It's not telling me what I need to do. Have I got to sit here for an hour? Because it's not giving me the next task. Or have I got to go and couple up to those? Percy's quite short, I've just noticed. Quite a drop down to his cab. While we're stationary, take the safety bar off for the guard. He can jump up when he's ready. That brake van is the wrong way round. Can I start moving? Why are you going the wrong way, Percy? I need to couple up to these. But it's not giving me an objective. I know what I'm going to do. We'll go to main menu, and I think it's decided that I'm going to have to do that bit. While I'm at it, I might as well look to see if I've got Percy's tile completed yet. Didn't want to have to come out, but it wasn't loading in the objective. It's another bug, which is a little bit annoying. Fortunately, I can just go into main menu and go back in. It's just taking its time, because that's what my laptop's like. Come on. How much longer will it take before it goes onto the main menu? There we go. Right. One thing I want to do. Percy. Done everything, so I'll go to tiles. And that. Percy's got the Helter Skelter. So we've got the pigs and that Emily and Diesel. That's cool. Go back to Percy. Done that. That it's missing. I can't continue. That'll just load in at Knapford Harbour. That's where the problem is. It's missing the bit between the quarry and the harbour. Okay, then. That's slightly annoying. Yeah. Interesting. There is a service missing. The only way of getting Percy down there with the troublesome trucks is to replay that, couple up, and then set a path. We'll just continue the timetable service at the moment, though. That's just weird. Just have to imagine that I've done the journey down after coupling up to the troublesome trucks. I will probably put a message on Dovetail Games' Facebook page about that. Because it sort of spoils the flow a little. Because you suddenly jump from Anofa Quarry to Knapford harbour. North. There we go, we're in the quarry. In the harbour. Which is... yeah. Diesel's over the other side. Over there. And we are just... somewhat annoying. I'm going to do it in this mode. I can look at the scenery and things. We wouldn't have interacted with Thomas, because he doesn't go until 5 past. So... it's just slightly annoying that the journey's not included. Right. Into reverse. I'll zoom in a little. It's gone 7 o'clock. I can use the whistle. The point been changed? Yes. Because he's in action. Headlight can be on. Diesel will have finished his shunting by this point. There's Emily going out. While Percy shunts this to the middle of that siding. About there. Uncouples. Goes forwards. Oh, he's suddenly looking tired. And happy again. Where do we have to stop? Just here. Near the buffers by the look of it. Don't want to go past the buffers. Because Percy will end up in the harbour. Brake. Into reverse. We should have to run round our brake van. Take the brake van over to the vent vans. And then wait for the next bit. not happy that I've missed out doing the southbound run. Because that would have been quite cool, taking the troublesome trucks. Because Percy trying to take them downhill would have been quite interesting. Unfortunately, as you saw, it wasn't included. So, we've had to go without. Which is somewhat annoying. Okay, we're under the viaduct. Nearly. We're in the shade of the viaduct. We now couple back up to the brake van. Percy has to go back up, facing backwards, because there isn't a turntable down here. I can understand why the brake van is on this end, going uphill, because we have to shunt wagons into the various sidings, like Maithwaite and where else has got siding? Am I close enough to be able to couple up? Yes. Right. Next bit. I'm doing that on purpose. Knapford harbour entrance. I want to see if that actually comes out. So, yeah, it goes back up. Okay. It doesn't stay down. Go out to the harbour entrance. Thomas should be making his way over pretty soon, if I remember rightly. Easy way of finding out. Not yet. He hasn't left. That brake van is bigger than Percy. That's crazy. Never noticed that. Well, we're at Ffarqhuar and then Anofa. That brake van is massive compared to Percy. Right. Under the Ffarqhuar line. Need a little bit of throttle because we're starting to go uphill. We stop at the junction, which is just up here. Wouldn't want to be standing in that brake van at that point, because the smoke's going inside the vestibule. It's a nice stone viaduct. Wonder which side of the harbour was first? The side we've just been on, or the side we're about to go down? Okay, we've got a green. There's the windmill that we go around the other side of when we're going Knapford and past Dryore. Dryore itself is just over there. There's the signal box. Signal's just cleared. What's the name of the signal box? Harbour Junction. We stop just up here. Just before the branch. Where's Thomas? Still in the station. Oh, was he moving then? No. What time's he go? 7:14. We could just sit there, because we know we're not going for a while. But we've got to do what it says. Use this camera angle. Can look at Percy from a weird angle. About 5 minutes, Thomas will be going over the viaduct. And then we've got a bit of a wait before the northbound service with the vans. With some shunting to do while on the vans. I can't get in there. Now I can. That'll do. Can be a guard watching. As we go down. It's actually quite a cool little view. Feeling like you're a guard. There's a whistle sign. Start applying the brakes. The next signal will be red. Under the Knapford section of the Ffarqhuar branch. Signal has cleared. When we've got the passenger service, we'll be going to the left at this junction. But at the moment, we're going and coupling up to the vent vans. Let's move the camera slightly forward. Let's get the camera out, otherwise it will struggle now. And That was a sudden stop. But we can do that. And we're coupled. Next is a bit of a wait. So, what I'm going to do is have camera up here. On this pillar. And wait for the famous blue tank engine. Put Percy's reverser in neutral. In reality, we'd have the cylinder drain cocks open while sitting there doing nothing. Where's that plane? There it is. Almost flies directly overhead. Can I see Thomas? Not yet. There's the wagons that we were meant to bring down, but the service wasn't included, so we couldn't do it. It is annoying, because I wanted to try and do it as the full day without missing anything, but it's not included, so I couldn't do so. We will do all of the journey up to Ffarqhuar, and possibly the full return of the mid-morning Quarryman. Because why not? It's a proper stopping passenger service by the look of it. And it means we actually get to pass Thomas more than once. And, well, the game's named after Thomas, so... Where is he? Ah, there he is. Can see his exhaust. Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle on their first return working of the day. Let's zoom out. Beep, beep, Thomas. Bye-bye. We've still got 10 minutes before we're due to go. Let's zoom in to see him go past between the trees. And then under bridge. There we go. That's Thomas done. And we have got a bit of a wait. I do like how accurate the signals are, though. As I said with the diesel video, if you've watched it, the bottom gel is blue. Because the lamp, if I can get close enough, is yellow. There's a lot of planes going over. Yellow and blue, if you remember your primary colours from school, yellow and blue make red. There's DBS diesel. Can I open the window from the outside? No. But I can open his doors. And I can do that. Hello, Percy. Anything in these vans? No idea. Can't look in. Yes, I can. They're used to carry livestock. Didn't know I could open the doors. I know I can put the brake on. It's actually quite cool that I can open the doors. Can I do anything like that with these ones? Now I can put the brakes on and off. Like that. I could mess it up so that diesel has issues, but I'm not going to. I've got 7 or 6 and a bit minutes. If I open doors, will they automatically close once I start moving? Sorry, Diesel. I'm having a bit of fun. There we go. Got the doors all open. When we drop the coaches off, or the vans off, I'm going to open the door that's closest to the loading dock. But at the moment, I'm leaving them open till we get going. It's just... thought for a second that was a patch of oil. It's just having a bit of fun while I'm waiting. Currently, we have red signal. Not able to do anything. What time is it in real life? I won't be able to do the full return, but I should be able to get the first section done. Didn't realise it was nearly 1 o'clock. I don't have... Why is the coupling playing up? Let's just creep forward, slacken the coupling off a bit. There we go. Slacken the coupling. That's better. That one's slack. That one's slack. 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 And then not coupled up. I could just do that, but we're coupled up. It's interesting how when you uncouple, that comes back up. I prefer Percy's coupling, it's much nicer. It's a screw coupling rather than a 3-link. Still got 4 minutes. We'll have a look at the boats that are around then. That's a little trawler. What's this one? Also a little trawler. So, this is where the fish are done. That looks like it's meant to be a ramp of some sort, because it gets higher towards the land. There's a cargo boat. With a loading crane on the front. Interesting. Then we've got another trawler. We will, for the return or the passenger service, come into here. But that will probably be after I've done my afternoon work shift and be Friday's video. At the moment, I'm not sure whether I'm going to add it onto this video. Playing going over again. Or whether I'm going to do a separate video. I'm enjoying driving as Percy. But I feel like it'd be better putting all of Percy's story modes. I want to look at something in there. Don't let me... Oh, it's on. That's okay. Yeah, it's probably better to do a longer video than a shorter one. Have I got a signal yet? No. We've got a minute. So, we'll look at the signal. It's a nice dock. I'll say that much. Just thought, is there a signal at the end of the platform? Yes. There's actually a signal there, look. I didn't notice that before. That one's a bit bigger than the signal over here. We can start releasing the brakes. No, we can't. Put Percy in forwards. Ready to head off. There we go. Sorry, did not mean to do that. We've got a green. Diesel's telling Percy you can go. Has the doors closed? Whoa! Why are we going forwards? I put it in the wrong way. Meant to go backwards. The doors have closed. We'll go that camera angle. And go all the way up to Ffarqhuar. Which will be the end of this part of the video. I am seriously considering making it there we go, we'll be the guard. I'm thinking of making it a longer video, just combining morning recording with evening recording. Because why not? Moment, we're riding as Percy. Or riding as a guard in the guards van. If I move over this side, I can see where the whistles are. Makes a bit different. There we go, I can see the whistle signs. This is a totally different viewing angle. Yes, we'll go into the cab when we go through Hackenbeck Tunnel. Unfortunately. But it does feel as though we're actually riding as the guard. Which is quite cool. And when we get to Ffarqhuar, Thomas will be in the station. Having just done the spin round at the balloon loop. Under the Dryore and Ffarqhuar, Dryore and Knapford section of the Ffarqhuar branch. For the second time. And we should soon... We're going around the back of Dryore at the moment. Should soon get up to the junction. I am watching signals. Because I can see them beyond Percy. I like this camera angle. Didn't see that whistle sign until a bit late, so I'll move a bit further over. Next signal is showing as red. Why'd that go down suddenly? Should I signal this side? No, it should be this side. Slowing down for the junction. It's red! It's green. Oi! Let me get back in there. Stop changing angle. I want to be... Stop it. Camera. You stop it. It's just jumping up and down. If I go in the middle, I can still see when there's a whistle sign. I've not got the accelerator open. And we're speeding up. As we go through Sportsfield Halt. There's a hot air balloon. This is actually a brilliant camera angle. I love this. I think I'll use this a bit more often. Probably not on the next section. There's the watermill. We've got 7 minutes, or 6.5 minutes to get to Ffarqhuar. Ffarqhuar Loop, it should say, not run round track, but... Next signal is green. Which isn't too bad. Under the footbridge that goes under the road. Or the footbridge to the path that goes under the road, I should say. Ellsbridge. slow down because I'm not sure whether I have to stop. Don't think do, but I'm slowing down anyway. And of course it jumps down, so I can't see. Green signal, it's okay. Jump up a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Will you stop jumping me down? And now it's put me above the... I want to be pretending to be the guard while still driving. Oops, smoky. Over the bridge. 2.1 miles to Ffarqhuar. I didn't really need to sound the whistle a second time there, but I decided I would. You can tell when I blow the whistle, because Percy does that. Nearly at Maithwaite. Driving under speed limit. Yeah, we can't really go above the speed limit with Percy. He's not very quick. Soon get to... There's the windmill. Soon get to... both Maithwaite, Hackenbeck, and Ffarqhuar, which, as I said, will be where I pause the video. Because at the moment, I do have to go to work this afternoon. And I honestly did not realise what the time was. I do not have time to do the shunting, which will include putting a couple of wagons down there, and a couple of wagons at Hackenbeck. We will now be going into Percy's cab as we go into the tunnel. I can almost guarantee that, despite the fact that we're not in an awkward place. I wish it would let you stay like this without having to be in first person in the brake van. Because it's actually quite cool riding along like this. Here's the tunnel. Hackenbeck tunnel. Do the whistle. And into the cab. Can't see, but once we get out, I'll go back in the brake van view as I've created. Where's the tunnel exit? Come on. There it is, just coming into shot. Percy doesn't go very fast. We've got less than 2 minutes to get to the run round loop. Come on. And it's put me above the brake van again. There we go. I like this view. It's an interesting view. We're going to be a bit late. Because Percy really did slow down then. Over the viaduct that I like. Straight through Hackenbeck. There's where the other wagons go. There'll be 2 at Ffarqhuar, 2 here, and 2 at Maithwaite. And then we go back up to Ffarqhuar, get the coaches, and head down to the harbour. But as I said, that'll be after a brief pause while I go and do my afternoon work shift. Slow down. We are... That! It's not even let me do the... I'm not redoing it. Not at the moment. I'll do that as part of the afternoon part. I really wish the heads-up display would let you know what the signal's showing. It's another thing that it could put on without having the big block saying go, stop. It's really annoying that I could not see that signal without having to be in the cab. Really, really annoying. Right. I will continue doing this video after I have done my afternoon work shift, which will basically be restarting that. It's just without the 10-minute wait. Then we'll do Ffarqhuar to Maithwaite, Maithwaite to Ffarqhuar, coaches, and the return journey. So another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. Might just go down to Tidmouth. But as I said, continue that after I've done my afternoon work shift. So for you, it won't seem like long. For me, it'll be a little bit of time. So, see you in a bit. Okay, I've done my afternoon work shift. So, we'll carry on with Percy's journey, shall we? We'll have to redo Knapford Harbour south to Ffarqhuar and then continue. Except this time, rather than being in the guard's van, we're going to be leaning out of Percy's cab and looking back. That way I can actually see what the signal's doing and not pass it at danger. That was just really silly of me. Just wish it didn't take so long to load back in once I've had to close the app and everything. Yeah, we've got to take the 6 vans up to Ffarqhuar, and then it'll be shunt 2 into the siding at Ffarqhuar, shunt 2 into siding at Hackenbeck. I had to think then. Off we go. So it's 2 to Ffarqhuar, 2 to Hackenbeck, 2 to Maithwaite. But that's not until we've got there. We have a green signal. Thomas is ahead of us by 15 minutes. So he'll have done his run round by the time we get there. Then we basically put the box vans, which can't actually see, into the various sidings. Before going and getting the Quarryman coaches and heading back down to the harbour. Doing a round trip and getting back to Ffarqhuar before heading back down to Tidmouth. Obviously sorting out Gordon's second express service. By the look of it. Because it says to sort out coaches. We'll see how long I go. This might be a lot longer video than normal. Because I'm refreshed after about 2 hours since I paused recording. Yes, I'm having to redo this. I've got the cab light on because we will need it going through Hackenbeck Tunnel. I'm not putting the headlamp on until we run round and then do the shunting. Because there's no point in having the headlamp on while we're facing the brake van. You can just about see the goods vans. Once I've uncoupled them, I will be opening the doors. Have we got a green signal? Yes, so I don't have to slow down. Over the level crossing. We run wrong road up this bit of line. Which is a bit weird. You expect to run correct road, which should be that line there. But we've been signalled to go this road. So might as well go which way we've been signalled. I'm trying to make up some time. Don't need to worry about the signals. The ground signal was clear. Not that I would have seen the signal very far away, because it's a ground signal. That one's clear. Do what I usually do. Go on this side so I can... I've got the advanced starter. I just like looking at this watermill. It is famous, if you've watched the model series, for the opening of basically every episode. Series 1 and 2. About to go through Elsbridge. We're going slow enough that I don't have to really worry about ending up in the ballast. But I have cut throttle at the moment. And now I'll accelerate again. Now that the entire train is over the points. We'll go past the windmill, which is up ahead. We're slowing down because we're now going uphill. 2 miles to Ffarqhuar with Maithwaite and Hackenbeck in between. Maithwaite is after the other windmill. The one that's on the island. And also features in the opening of the show. Model show. There it is. Just coming into shot behind the tree. It's behind Percy's bunker, so we'll go like this. There we go. There's the windmill. The one that Thomas runs past. The opening to every Series 1 and 2 episode of the model series. It's quite a fun little windmill, that. Over the bridge. Round the bend is Maithwaite. There we go. There's Maithwaite. Green signal. Should really be this side. That way I can see what's going on. We'll be dropping 2 wagons off here. And then 2 wagons off at Hackenbeck. After we've been to Ffarqhuar. Could have dropped them off now. Because we've got a run round loop at Maithwaite. We haven't at Hackenbeck. So we'd have to get to the other end. Right. We're going in the cab. The light had turned itself off. Annoyingly. There's the exit of the tunnel. We'll just look at the cab instead. Until we're out. That speedo or... No, steam pressure. We're coming out yet? Nearly. Nearly out of Hackenbeck Tunnel. And come on, I want to leave the cab. There we go. It's quite a way before we can get out of the cab there. And with Percy, we're going a lot slower because of the weight of the wagons. And now we start speeding up. We are a little bit earlier than the previous attempt. Through Hackenbeck. Ooh, that was a funny sound. And we start applying the brakes about now. Because we've got to slow right down for the signal outside Ffarqhuar. That sounds like you're swearing, if you think about it. It's not. Which is the name of the village that the branch line ends at. Oh. Thomas hasn't arrived yet. So I'm early, and I'm going too fast. Stop, 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 stop. And again. Points are set. Ooh. I've not had it happen. That's odd. I wasn't expecting that. Point must have changed, or the signal must have changed as I got here. But here's Thomas. We'll just coast to where we need to stop. We'll be picking those three up after we have run round. We've gone a little bit long. But there we go. Objective complete. Wait for 1 minute. Because we were early. This famous blue tank engine has to go before we can run round. Hello, Thomas. Why is your... Oh, I can't go in his cab. He's going to try and turn his light on. You've not got a green signal yet. Now you have. I can't do anything until I'm told. And that includes waiting for that engine in the middle of the screen to leave Ffarqhuar station and head towards Knapford. Come on. You're looking tired, Thomas. Now you're wide awake. There we go, his doors are closed. And here comes Thomas. There we go. We can go back to Percy. Now that Thomas is outside of the station limit. Be prepared to uncouple in 10 seconds. If I just slacken the coupling slightly. Oh, I just spin round, do I? Interesting. I was thinking we'd have to uncouple. Wasn't expecting that. Especially as it means the brake van is at the wrong end. That's weird. Over the level crossing. Go around the balloon loop. Again. Second time today. For Percy. Can't work out why we're taking the wagons. Considering they are meant to be shunted out the way. Okay, we stop at Ffarqhuar run round track. Green signal to go into the loop. And come to a stop. We slid a little bit, but we've stopped. Okay, that's that bit done. Next is... We did that a little bit quick, but we probably have to uncouple two wagons, put them in there, come back, get them, go down to Hackenbeck, then to Maithwaite. Thomas will be probably Maithwaite by now. Soon find out. Go into that camera view and look. I'm gonna just slacken the couplings off just in case. There we go. Typical. Okay, we're doing it that way, are we? Righto. We have green signal. basically means go into the... or go past the junction signal, come to a stop, and push 2 wagons into the siding. As I said earlier, I don't know why we have to go so far away from the signal. All we should need to do is have the train clear the signal. This is quite a distance to go. Is that another signal there? Right, come to a stop. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see what that is. Limit of shunt. Okay. We need to be this side. Wait for the green. Just creep forward a little bit. By the time we get close, the signal should have changed. It hasn't changed yet. I'm watching it. Watching it like a hawk. Come on. Change the signal. Mr. Signalman. I am waiting. Cleared. Can now accelerate. Just a little bit. Because we're going into the yard. Siding 1, which will be the one that's closest to the station, I think. We're using the shunt signal rather than the main. And yes, it is the first siding. At least I think it is. Zoom in and see. Yes. We'll drop off 2 vans. Why diesel couldn't do this, I don't know. I mean, he's stronger than Percy. And... stop! We now uncouple the last 2. And as I was going to do anyway... let's now go to Hackenbeck. So back in the cab. Lean out. Have we got the signal? Yes. Down to Hackenbeck. Nice bit of shunting. Different style of shunting. But it makes a change. And by the time we drop them all off, the porters will have started unloading. Or loading, seeing as there's nothing in the wagons. Wonder if we get to take them all back down towards the end of the day. I honestly have no idea. I'm not rushing. For the simple fact that if I go too fast, I'll go beyond the shunt limit for Hackenbeck. It's not as if I've got a timetable for this one, and I can make up time for the passenger service. Going slightly uphill. "500 yards. There's Hackenbeck Station. We're going to drop wagons off over there. Once we've dropped those wagons off, we go down to Maithwaite and drop the last two. And then head back to Ffarqhuar with the brake van. Okay. Over my favourite bridge. Where do we have to stop on this one? Just beyond the bridge. Okay, a bit more than just beyond the bridge. Why is it so far away from the signal? I can't actually see what the signal's showing. Come to a stop before the limiter shunt. I can't see the signal. Just creep forward. Keep an eye on the signal. It's currently still red. It's so hard to see. Need to swap sides. And I definitely can't see it. Clear. That's not what I wanted, silly thing. That's what I wanted. Into the siding. First time I've done this siding. as with the wagons at Ffarqhuar, I will open the doors so that they can be unloaded. Or loaded, or whatever it is. Come to a nice gentle stop. Door. Door. Coupling. Go back into reverse. Check that the signal's clear. It is. Head down to Maithwaite. And then drop off the last 2 wagons. Before we head back to Ffarqhuar, put the brake van away. And get the coaches to go down to the harbour station and back. Going into the tunnel, the lamp should still be on, because I've just done run on. Into the tunnel. Yep, the lamp's on. You can see the brake van. We'll look out the front because we can see the brake van. Going a bit quick to be able to stop at Maithwaite. Okay, I'll look out the back now. And clear of the cutting. There's the signal box for the level crossing. And there's Maithwaite. Going wrong road. Interesting. Down to the limit of shunt. Can't go too far because there's a red signal. Right. We now go. We've got the clear aspect. I'm deliberately moving this camera like this. And it'll be this side that I want the wagons with the doors open. Come on, Percy. You're taking your time. Just shows how far away from the point and signal you are when you have to stop. Okay, start slowing down. Slowing down a bit too much. We want the coupling there. Come on. And cut throttle. Teensy bit more. Want the wagons where I want them, not where Percy wants to stop. There we go. Go back to free roam. Uncouple. Do the doors. I have uncoupled. Have I got to go forward a little bit? That's weird. Right, I'm going to load checkpoint. I can't do restart because it'll just go back to the bottom. That I've uncoupled from. Just recouple and then try again. I've uncoupled. You're not working, are you? Because it won't show as uncoupled, that won't work. Let's try. See if it'll do anything if I go straight past. Yeah, it wouldn't change. It would not. I'm going to restart from menu. It means all the doors that I've opened are now going to be shut. Annoyingly. But nothing I can do about that. I genuinely do not know why it wouldn't see me as having uncoupled from the two vans. Problem is, it takes ages to go back to the main menu, which is somewhat annoying. There we go. Out to the main menu. Slowly. That's better. Right. Percy. Mathwaite to Ffarqhuar. Try again. See how well it goes from a fresh load. It's not as if I was stopped in the wrong place. So I don't know why it did that. Just wait for it to load up again. There we go. Uncouple. It's working this time, but first we'll do that. And lean out. Go down to the shunt. Hopefully the doors will be left open. Now we've got a green ground signal. Ooh, we don't have to go as far. A little bit of sliding. Swap to there. We have a green. Forward, Percy, not backward. Now we go to Ffarqhuar. Good siding 2. 1.4 miles away. We drop off the brake van, then pick up our coaches for the service down to the harbour and back. Though I think we may have to turn Percy. Yay, the doors are wide open, look. They'll still be open when we come through on the passenger service. It's the whole idea. And I'll open the doors on the other four wagons. Once I have... or when I'm going past for Hackenbeck. And then once I've stopped at Ffarqhuar. I've just left Mathwaite, I'm not going back. And we pass Thomas at Elsbridge, I think it is. Into the cab. Can see Percy's light on that side, but we can't on the other side. I want to be over here anyway, because I can see the whistle sign quicker. Come on, get through the tunnel. Putting a bit of throttle on. There we go. Leaving the tunnel. And out of the cutting. Hackenbeck signal is green. Normally, you wouldn't be pushing a wagon at 34 miles an hour. Especially not over facing points. In reality, you'd have run round. I wanted to reopen these doors, didn't I? What's the signal showing? Can't see it yet. Red. Come on. Wait for signal to change. It's changed. Only changes after I ask. Need to be this side. I can see round the bend better. And it's the middle siding that we're going into with the brake van, rather than either the left-hand one or the right-hand one. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to go into this view again, because that van's getting goods. I have uncoupled without wanting to. I wanted to do it manually. Go back into cab. Have I got a signal? Yes. I barely see it, but I have got the signal. I now go and get the coaches. Shunt them into the station. Get passengers and go down to the harbour. Run round and head back. I'm not expecting to pass Thomas until about Elsbridge. And then on the way back, I think we pass also Elsbridge. Oh, we go and run round, do we? Why? Why did Percy have to face backwards for that bit? It's weird. Come on. Signal. Signal's not showing clear. Let's have a look on the map. Showing green, but it's not showing up there as green. Interesting. Is there a ground signal? No. So, what about down here? That one's currently red. And yeah, red. We'll just run through at the correct speed for going through a run round loop. And keep an eye on the signal. Which should clear any. So there we go. Now go around the balloon loop. Again. The third time. Go around the balloon loop. Set back onto coaches and put the coaches in the platform. And that'll be the start of the next bit. Which I will basically run onto. So what I've just started calling the bit where you just go straight into free roam from the end of one timetable. You run on to the next bit. If I really felt like it, I could jump out and ride as a passenger. But that takes away a lot of enjoyment of driving the train. I might do a ride as a passenger, but not at the moment. What I want to do is do this return trip. And then that will be the end of this particular video. Right. Where do I have to stop? Close to the end. I'm watching the how many yards to the stop marker, because I've turned visual stop marker off deliberately. Just makes it more realistic. There we go. Next bit. Ffarqhuar shunt. Have we got a green? No. Yes, we have. Then we go and couple up to the Quarryman coaches. Run them into the station. Before we head down to the harbour and back. Bit too short. There we go. Wait for the signal. I'll swap sides so that I've got a good signal. Means that once we're coupled up, I'll be able to see the signal, because this is a nice straight bit of track. As I said, I will do a return trip on both this line and main line, both local and express, as a passenger at some point. But at the moment, I'm too interested in driving the train, because it's quite enjoyable. You've got a lot of concentration when driving Percy, Thomas, Gordon, James, Emily, Diesel. So, just look down towards the buffers. Actually, next video I might do as passenger on this service. Check the signal. Cleared. Now we go and put this in the station platform. And then we do a run round. Not a run round. A run down to the harbour and back. It's a pity we can't have water. That'd add to the authenticity of the game. Having to climb up, open the water filler cap, then put the water in, then close the water filler cap. It would be quite immersive. The mechanics are there for Thomas, but you just can't do it. Okay. Wait for signal. Signal cleared. That's big signal. Swap to this side. And back into the station. And then it will be down to Knapford Harbour. Just concentrating on doing the driving, which is why I'm not talking as much as is probably good for the video. 130 yards. Don't have to do anything like this with Thomas. You either, in the case of this one, run into the station and then go around the balloon loop, or run into Knapford, uncouple, turn Thomas round, and then once you've uncoupled, you go on the turntable and run round. You don't shunt Annie and Clarabelle out the way. Whereas Percy, you do. You shunt the 3 coaches out the way, then shunt them back in after you've done something else. We're a bit late. I've got a minute to get to Hackenbeck. I'll make the time up, but I'm running a bit late. Have I got the light on? Yes. I'm running a little bit late. Wasn't expecting that. It's just realistic. You do lose time in real life. But Percy is able to get up to speed quite quickly. It's the coming to a stop within station limits that's the issue. Okay, I'm slowing down a bit more than I expected. Green. I'm half a minute down at the moment. Be about a minute down arriving. It's not as bad as could be. But it just shows that even the best drivers can struggle. Let's see how late we are leaving. Off we go. 15 seconds. We made up 45 seconds there. Next stop, Maithwaite. And then Elsbridge. Don't know if we stop at Sportsfield Halt or not. I'm going to go in that view. There's limiter shunt. We're now in the intra-station section. And Hackenbeck Tunnel. Can't really see much, so I'll look down. Can see better for a little bit. Problem with this tunnel, it's curved, as shown by that. So we lose a lot of light. Old Lady's Cottage. Old Lady's Level Crossing, as I'm going to keep calling it. I don't know the actual name. And Maithwaite Station. We're late again, but I can't exactly make up the time in that short distance. Just get to the correct spot. Half a minute down. With a bit of luck, I'll make up more time. I have made up time. Next stop, Elsbridge, where we pass Thomas, who should be in the station already by the time we get there. I'm trying to make up time, because the shunt took a little bit longer than expected. Green signal. 1 mile to Elsbridge. Over the canal. And the windmill. .38 miles an hour. Green signal for the distance. Starting to slow down. Green home signal. Definitely made up time. Under the road. Thomas has loaded in. And I think I can see Thomas's exhaust. Yes, I can. He's just arriving. Shows that I'm early. Got a green signal. on Thomas's timetable, Thomas has come to a complete stand by the time Percy arrives. So I'm slightly early. I'm just coasting a little bit. And now I'll stop. 13 seconds early. I've currently got a red signal, as visible there. Won't clear until I've waited out time. But what I can do is what I've been doing all the time, closing the doors 5 seconds before I'm due to go. That way, I can actually set off dead on time. Let's... Oh, there's Clarabelle. Or is it? No, it's Annie. Yeah, Annie. Well, certain Thomas left before me. Obviously not. Knapford Harbour platform. Off we go. Off goes Thomas. Back to that camera view. It looks better. We'll go all the way down to the harbour. And then I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to ride on the cushions all the way back up to Ffarqhuar. Rather than driving, I'll ride as a passenger to end the video. Make a bit different for an ending. Being a passenger aboard Percy's Quarryman service back to Ffarqhuar. Over and past the mill. Through Sportsfield Halt. Wonder where Diesel is. Whether he's moved back to his side, or back to the south side of the harbour. Because I've not actually got a yellow signal, so I'm applying the brakes. Can't see what it's green. We go to the left. But as I said, I've done diesel going to the north platform, North Harbour, but then I decided that'll do for that video. So I've not yet driven beyond that, so I don't know what diesel does then. Ooh, tractor. I wonder what the vehicle was over there. We go all the way down to the harbour. We got 4 minutes and a mile to go. We are early. I don't know what Diesel's doing. Soon find out, because he's just loaded in. It's quite a steep gradient to get down to the harbour. I'm not using any throttle and we're accelerating. Another whistle board. Green distance signal. There's the dry ore section of the Ffarqhuar branch. We have a green to go to the left. So I'm applying the brakes, because that's quite tight. And now, definitely loading diesel in. The last half a mile to go. Just downhill. All the way. What I'm going to do, as I said, once we've stopped, is jump out. And let the AI take over Percy. Because then I can ride as a passenger back up to Ffarqhuar. We have a signal into the platform. And Diesel must be on the other side, because I can't see him. This is quite an interesting bit. Passenger service on the quay. I'm going into the main bit. It's almost as though this was the original terminus of the Ffarqhuar branch, with Knapford section being added later. Right. There we go. Unlock doors. Plane going over. I'll probably do the run round, because that'll get me at the other end of the train. Or I could just jump out now. What I want to do is... Aren't you going to let me sit down? I want to sit in that seat. There we go. Hello. Someone else can lock the doors. Because I'm having someone else, namely the AI. Take over. Look, the AI can take over. Won't work. I want the AI to take over. Wanted the AI to take over, it won't work. It's annoying. That should be a yellow, not a red and green. A fixed caution. Should not be a starter. As I said, once I've done this, I want to ride as a passenger. With a bit of luck, the AI will take over if I'm not doing a lot. Okay. Can I now jump out and let you take over, please? Yes. I am going to sit there. There's Percy. We can watch Percy run round. And then couple back up. Oh, Gordon's going out with another express. How far short do they stop? A little bit and then just creep forward. Use Percy's coupling. Now we just wait. Can I have a decent look at Percy while we're at it? I mean, don't normally... Oh, don't want to be down there. That's the eccentrics underneath. Cylinder faces. There's my avatar. Is Diesel over the other side? Hmm. No, so where's he gone? And where are the open wagons? He's not up there. Interesting. There's the aeroplane. Let's have a look on the map. Got Percy. All the wagons are being shunted. (9:10) when Diesel next moves. What's in Knapford? Just James's mail train. Anything on shed? No. There's Emily. Oh, there goes Percy. Leaving Knapford Harbour for the top. We'll ride as a passenger. Oh, we got an extra passenger. Actually, go back like this. I want to see Diesel. Oops, wrong button. That's what I wanted. There he is. Left everything over there. Okay. I'm going to get another screenshot. This time Percy pulling the coaches backwards up the hill. Get a couple. Should stop at Ellsbridge, Maithwaite. Hackenbeck and Ffarqhuar. Can't see anything over there. And I don't think we can get quite close enough to look on the branch line viaduct. No, we can't. So we'll carry on and just ride behind Percy back to Ffarqhuar. It's quite different sitting like this. Sort of not expected, in a way. Can you? Can't look behind. Wonder if I can sit there and look round. No, doesn't work sitting there. Can, however, stand up and look over that way. Yellow signal. I'm not even doing driving and I'm still looking at the signals. That's just mad. Whoa! Shouldn't be able to open the door while we're moving. Green signal. What's the name of that signal box? Harbour Junction. Now we're going back under the branch. Again. Around the back of Dryor, which is over there somewhere. Wonder if those people are thinking, that person should be sitting down, not standing up. I prefer standing up, I can see more. It's just more visibility when you're standing up in this coach. Nice gentle run up or down the line to... Percy doesn't whistle. Just down the line to Ffarqhuar, even though we're going uphill. Can't... Where are we? Ah, we're at the level crossing. Slowing down for the junction, which I don't slow down for. Bit naughty, but I don't slow down. And we'll go straight through Sportsfield Halt. And then into Elsbridge. Going through at speed, by the look of it. Yeah, that lady moved out of the way pretty sharpish. Just about to go past my favourite scenic item, so I'll look out through the window. That makes a change from my normal view looking out the cab. There it is. And we're nearly at Ellsbridge. Does make a change riding as a passenger. So, we'll see how well or how long it takes the AI to do it realistically. Into Ellsbridge. Is Thomas here? No. No Thomas. I can't exactly... I'll sit down while we're in the station, because I can do that. And look to see if Thomas is coming. Couldn't think what I was going to say then. Silly person with motorbike going past. Doesn't look like Thomas is coming south yet. So we'll probably pass at... Alright, there he is. Go back into that view. And look out the window. I can move up a bit more. There he is. Hello, Thomas. And Clarabelle. And Annie. Where's Percy off to? He's left the coaches. Weird. That's weird. Really weird. Percy? Where have you gone? There goes Thomas. That is just mad. I was not expecting Percy to leave without coaches, considering the timetable says all the way back up. Let's watch Thomas go through the bridge. There we go. Well, I'm going to sort of close that door. Yeah, the coaches are just going to sit there, obviously, because Percy just ran off. I mean, albeit he's gone through Maithwaite. Let's have a look at whether he goes through Hackenbeck or whether he stops as though he's got coaches. Where is he? In the tunnel. There he is. Okay, we'll go to the station. If he stops, then he shouldn't have left the coaches. But I have absolutely no idea why he's left them. I don't think he's meant to. He's not slowing down. No, it's carried on. Let's have a look through Ffarqhuar. Which side's he going? He can't go straight through because the signals are both red. But the signal to enter is green. Onto the main line. And coming to a stop with no train. Right. Now what you doing, Percy? I have absolutely no idea what's going on. It is just a little bit confusing. Okay. What you doing, Percy? I really don't know. Anyway, I am going to go back to the main menu. I think that will do for today's video. I mean, I've split it in two. Well, not split it into. I've done 2 parts of recording myself. Did some this morning, and I've now done some this afternoon, evening time. So, I need a break anyway. Hopefully you've watched all the way through and seen my confusion with Percy doing what he did. I will find out at some point why he did that. At the moment, I'm going to not do that. Because, as I said, for me it's been a long bit of filming. I don't know when I'm going to continue Percy's journey. At some point I need to start James. Thomas, it's just return journeys all day long, so there's no real issue with that. Gordon, we got the expresses. Diesel, Percy, James, and I think Emily have some interesting runs, so they'll be the mainstay for the next bit. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. And until Friday's video, have a fantastic couple of days and be seeing you.
Warbler Productions. Filming trains and events that happen in town.
Wearing his red trilby, Dale can be seen with cameras 3 all set up.
Steam trains and diesels, electrics and freights.
Dickens and fireworks, tractors at Christmas.
Warbler Productions.